Okay, looks like we are in a different stream, but we are continuing the podcast. Sorry about that. I'm not sure exactly where we cut out. We were listening to Every Time We Touch by King Mango. So I'm just, before I replay that, actually, I don't think I'm going to replay that. I do want to talk about it. It'll make it into the edit. What has been the reaction to that song? Like, it's clearly the most popular. Did you? I mean, it's really fun. I would die laughing if I heard that in a club.
Yeah, I had no idea that was gonna blow up. Um, but yeah, I was scrolling on TikTok one day and that audio came up and I was like, "Oh, I gotta make a song with that." Um,
So somebody came up with the Eric Cartman.
yeah, that was just like an AI thing and someone made a video with it and yeah, I came across it, knew I had to make a song out of it.
There's a lot of really cool AI stuff. Like, I mean, there's Glorb, but there's also there's like Mr. Krabs and Plankton like singing AI
Yeah,
covers, and I love those so much. They're really
yeah,
funny.
hilarious.
It's so crazy to think that AI, yeah, holy shit, like we can just make Plankton say whatever we want because we have hours and hours of his like voice to train our models with.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think music is going to get to that point where we're just going to be able to train music to or train AI to make dubstep better than humans?
Yeah, eventually.
What does that mean?
There's so many dubstep tracks out there, so many underground producers. If it was able to see all of that and put all of those styles together and figure out how to build one, I think it could.
Oh my god. That's yeah, I mean, I think the AI or the mid journey of music has definitely got to be on the way. It's probably already there
Yeah.
somewhere. Um,
Yeah, there's definitely AI that can make music, but it's not that good yet. And I say yet because, you know, it's only getting better. But yeah, that's gonna make it hard to be a really good producer and like prove that you don't use AI for it.
do you
Cause,
see or cuz what? No, finish your thought. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
cause I feel like it'll almost like be like using like virtual riot samples where it's like everyone's like, oh, you didn't actually make it, you just use virtual riot samples. It's like eventually AI will be that it'll be able to do that. And at what point is it like is music even like real anymore?
Can you trust your
Yeah.
ears? It's like can you trust
Yeah.
your eyes and but the inverse can you yeah, can you trust your senses essentially?
Yeah.
I think it is going to be a really weird place for art and creativity. I think like most people, I'm pretty upset that we got AI and we immediately gave it the creative jobs.
Yeah.
Like go fuck yourself. like we like I don't know what.
Yeah. Make AI do the hard
Yeah,
work.
like can we yeah, I'm pretty sure Chat GPT might be a really good accountant. Why don't you take away their jobs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we need less like I don't know, go for law. Like do be go I don't know, AI lawyers, like that would be way better than an AI artist. Go like fuck off.
Yeah.
like
But, you know, I've also used it. It's basically my entire album cover and all of that art.
I agree. I've also used it too. But it is interesting that it's the most mainstream use case I think is like for creative use at this point. It's like Mid Journey. Um, I guess Chat GPT it doesn't really fall into that.
Yeah, it's really just like answering questions.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like it came for art rather quickly instead of going for like I don't know other shit like robotics and like I said law or engineering or other stuff like that. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you? Yeah, I mean, you're a young mind. I imagine it's not that inspiring to kind of see AI you know, but do you view it as like discouraging or like as a tool, like as you said, for like if AI becomes the new norm and becomes those virtual riot samples, and you're like, oh, you just used it, you know, AI to make it sound good. What is the distinction between using AI and just kind of like as a tool, like as a file to to file down the final touches on your masterpiece versus just using it to, I guess, make money or commercial use, or just using it to make super bland stuff very quickly, which is what I think most people are going to start using it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. AI is interesting. It's developed really quickly out of nowhere.
Out of
And
fucking nowhere.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like last 2 years, it's like everything has AI. So I don't know. For me, I mean, I use it for cover art, but I probably could make my own cover art, which I should probably start doing. But at a point where it can just make things for you, I think it really takes away from inspiration and actually being able to be creative on your own.
Yeah, I have very little desire to learn how to draw anymore.
Yeah,
Like I did want to learn how to draw so I could like make outlines of figures and, you know, potential 3D models, but now it's almost like, well, I can ask AI to do that. I can ask AI to give me like an outline of something in 2D and it will actually give that to me, and it's like, even if
yeah,
yeah, even something, even a simple skill is can be replaced. Um it takes away your motivation to do it. It's kind of like driving a car with your GPS. Like, you know how to get there, but
yeah,
the GPS, it's so much easier to just listen to the GPS.
yeah. It makes it easier, but then it takes away from the actual like thinking. And for lazy people, that's good. Like,
You don't strike me as a lazy guy at all. You're in fucking three sports, dropping an album. You worked out the hell of this morning trying to get in shape for
yeah.
football season. Um, Laziness does not seem like one of your characteristics. Where do you get that from? Where do you get your drive?
I mean, my parents,
Are
you
they
know,
forcing you to do sports? Are you
no.
blink twice if you're in danger? Just kidding.
No, they're
I
not
can't.
forcing
No
me
one
to
can
do
see you.
sports.
It didn't matter how many times you blinked.
Yeah, they won't know. No, my mom is really hard worker. My dad's a hard worker. My dad wasn't a hard worker in high school, and I think that's why he really wants me to be a hard worker now. And I lose all of it when it comes to schoolwork.
Yeah, fair.
I'm so bad with schoolwork. I procrastinate it like it's nothing. But like my job, like if they've said multiple times, if they had an employee of the year, I would be it. And it's just I work hard, I do everything I need, and I mean, it also helps because when I ref, so during the weekdays we'll set up stuff for practices, and then weekends we'll actually ref the games. My school is right next, so when we have soccer season, my school is literally right next to the soccer fields that we work at, so I'll be able to be there, like, an hour early and just set up the goals and be like, "Okay, I'm done, now I can just sit for a few hours." But it's that kinda thing where I just do it where they're like, "Dang, we need more people like you."
Get it done well. It's a good mindset.
Yeah.
And
Now
get
I
it.
need to put that to schoolwork,
Yeah.
especially this year, it's my junior year. I actually have to lock in.
I'm biting my tongue right now. I think I only have bad advice when it comes to school. So do not listen to me. So yeah, I did decent in high school. I did horrible in college. Um, Definitely graduate. You don't want to go to college, right? I think we talked about that on the side. I think you wanted to do something else after you graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about that. I think I actually want to go to the Air Force. We have the Air Force in Colorado Springs,
Oh yeah.
and that I think that would be cool. Join the Air Force, then after that, become a commercial pilot. And I
Uh,
think you did know that I wanted to be a pilot.
I definitely forgot
Yeah,
because yeah,
it
I
was just some random feedback session a while ago.
definitely forgot that fact. But my best friend took that route. I must have mentioned that. Um, if you told me you wanted to be a pilot,
Yeah,
so well, hell yeah. Fucking, I think you got the drive to do it. Hopefully, do you have the 2020 vision?
yeah,
Well, then you're in good shape. That's like half the battle I've heard.
yeah, yeah. I went to doctors so I could get my physical for sports. And they're like, "Yeah, 2020 vision." I was like, "Yeah,
Bird's eye.
yeah."
Well, sick. Any plans for future albums before you go and fly high for forever?
As a commercial pilot, I'll probably be making songs in the
Well,
cockpit
I
while
mean,
we're on autopilot.
you're gonna have your AI like co-pilot right there. He's gonna be taking
Yeah,
care of everything. You're gonna be making beat. Oh my god, I hope that's real.
yeah. Uh, no, definitely. I definitely want to release another one, probably by the end of high school.
Good shit.
Be like 2 years. I don't have any set dates. I have no plans right now for
Yeah.
future music.
You just kind of
Besides a
wanted to
lot of VIPs.
get like this one out. Did you, yeah, so what was like the main drive for setting the deadline for this album? Were you just like I want to release an album? Was there like is there a theme behind this album? Is there a person behind the album?
No, it was just releasing it. I just wanted to put out an album.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm going to do the
I
thing.
mean, we came up with the name and cover art
Oh
like 5 days
yeah.
before I released it. So it's like there was no theme when I was doing it. And maybe that's why it's such like diverse genres and different songs.
Well,
It was just like,
it's cool that it seems all connected though, even though there was no it seems like there's an integrated like sound and theme to it. So I do it doesn't
yeah,
seem as slapped together as I you and I both know it is, I guess. Um,
yeah, yeah. And I guess maybe that's the AI piece. Um, but no, a lot of the music, I mean, it's just going back and making them fit. And I took that completely from Eliminate. His last album, all the songs would merge into each other. I was like, "Oh, I need to do that. That's so cool."
I think it's one of the cooler things you can do as an artist.
Yeah,
Like, cause
making them all go together.
yeah, one of like my favorite. I think one of my favorite albums, "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. That's super similar. Listen to the whole thing; it's on a loop. It all they all tie together.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, and I'm glad I did it.
Well, tell the people about I guess any other hobbies that keep you sane than when you're not doing music. What do you like to do? That's like what do you how are you spending your summer when you're not
Well,
in school?
making
When the
music,
man's not beating you down. See, this is why
playing
you can't
video
get me started on
games,
school.
um, doing sports, and I'm doing a lot of traveling. Normally, a lot of the time, I would just like my last summer was just making music and playing video games. That's probably why I couldn't keep up in soccer because I was lazy then. But yeah, right now I mean, in 2 days I'm going to Kansas to hang out with my cousin, and then I'm driving back with my grandma so my grandma can watch my dogs, and we go out to Missouri, hang out on a lake there.
What kind of
But
dogs do you have?
French bulldog
Oh, nice.
and a Boston Terrier. French bulldog has attachment issues, and the terrier likes to run.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, they're small dogs. They're little devil dogs, you know. Um, yeah, a lot of traveling, a lot of traveling.
Where is your favorite destination?
Probably Missouri. That lake is so fun, and our neighbors they rent houses out there, or like the lakeside cabins and houses, and we'll like go on a boat, and there's a lot of fun things to do in the little towns around it.
I've
So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite trips.
never been to Missouri or Kansas, so that's yeah. Either one would be like a
Don't
brand
go to
new
Kansas unless you have family there.
deal.
It's I mean, it's gonna be fun because I have family there. We'll drive around and do fun. Okay, that's another big thing, driving. I love driving.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tell me more about, or tell the audience more about that. I know that you had like a little T-shirt with your Jeep on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that was so fun. I missed the XJ. But I got my license on my birthday,
because you were that stoked
and
to drive. You were
yeah,
like, fuck you. As soon as okay, nice. As soon as the clock strikes 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to drive. I've always been interested in cars, and I mean, it started as trains, but I think a lot of us were there at one point. And then my dad, he works at a Jeep dealership, so we can get deals and stuff for parts, and that was nice with the last one I had because I was a '97, and we had to replace a lot.
Was that the
Um,
red XJ that I saw?
yeah. Now I have this Grand Cherokee, and I'm just trying to do a lot to build up like the outside of it, make it look like an actually cool car, you know. Um, yeah, it's just driving like when I'm going on the back roads up in the mountains. It's always like you forget everything and you're just driving. It's just you in the car going around the bends and stuff. It's fun.
It's a great feeling. I was never super into driving when I was younger because I grew up in the city and I had like good public transportation. Also, I would never have enough money for that when I was like 16. Um,
Yeah.
so but it's also a lot nicer when you're able to work on your cars too. Like that's just a skill that I've never had. Like so yeah, you pop it open, replace stuff, it sounds like, or at least like you try to probably save
Yeah.
a bit of money, but instead of just driving it straight to the fucking dealership. Um
Yeah. The amount of stuff I learned from working on the XJ, we had to replace engine mounts and alternator, battery, water pump, all this stuff. And I had no idea what all of it was until I had to work on it. And we're not the family that will take it to the mechanic or back to the dealership my dad works at because he knows the mechanics. That's not a good thing.
yeah.
So, so we do our own oil changes. We'll replace stuff. And before um he was huge into Volkswagen Bugs, and he had so many of them that he worked on and built that were just cool. I wish we were still able to do that, but my mom's a SUV freak now, so you know.
No bugs allowed.
Yeah,
No bu-
nothing small.
no bugs in the house.
Yeah, no bugs in the house. So yeah, we all have SUVs, and it's fun when that SUV is loud 4-cylinder XJ that everyone's like, "Oh, that's sick." But now I need to put in the work on the outside to actually make it look like a cool car that people will be like, "Dang, that's a sick Grand Cherokee." Because no one says that unless it has giant Hemi V8 and a supercharger.
What are you gonna put on it? Is it like a paint job or
Yeah,
yeah?
so it has a lot of chrome, so I'm blacking all of that out, painting the rims black, grill black. Um, and then it's like this like silverish color that looks really good with the black highlights, so that's why I'm really trying to focus on making that all black. And then um after that, I'm really not sure where to go because there's not a lot of things to make it look cooler because people don't do that with Grand Cherokees. But I'm trying.
Well, that sounds fun. One of my old hobbies used to be building guitars or like redoing them and stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
Um, so painting, I had a lot of fun with, and like spray painting and learning how to do that. But the one thing that do you have like an airbrush? Because that's
No, and that was huge with the XJ.
oh that you didn't
Because when
have
we,
one.
yeah, and we still don't. But the tailgate on the XJ when we got it was blue, and the rest was red. So we had to sand it all down, and then we got it would just be a spray can. And I feel like if we had the airbrush, that would have been so much easier.
Yeah, well the airbrush is just like a cleaner, a more fine
Yeah,
and just a better overall like application. But if you can spray paint things correctly, you can get a really good coat, but it's just a lot
yeah,
harder and takes a lot more. It takes more time for sure.
yeah. A lot more time.
Yeah.
That tailgate took us so long. Uh, that
Did
was
you
so
paint
fun.
over the blue or did you like strip it off?
Yeah, we sanded it down and did all that.
Oh, that sounds
Then did
brutal.
like 5 coats of the red and then the oh what's it called? I don't know, the stuff you put on it after to make it not
Lacquer.
chip and yeah.
I believe it's lacquer or polyurethylene, whichever one you
Yeah.
decide. Um,
Yeah, and then a clear coat. So that took so long.
yeah, painting takes a while. So when I was building guitars, I was over on the East Coast because that's where I grew up, and it was so humid during the summers that my paint never fucking dried ever.
Oh
It was just I was just
jeez.
leaving it outside all the time, and like water droplets would like form on it because it was so humid, and then bugs would fly on it and stick, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?" And then I'd be like, "Why isn't it drying?" And it's because it's like the yeah the humidity outside is like 80%, and so there's
Yeah,
nowhere
that
for
would
the
have to
water to
make it
go.
so hard.
Yeah.
I feel like if we had that when we were painting a car, like all the paint would bubble up and it'd be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun to do it in humid conditions. I learned
The
much
benefits of living in a dry state like Colorado.
being high and dry.
Yeah.
So you've grown up in Colorado your whole life then?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Born in Fort Collins, lived in Lakewood, then now live in Littleton, all
Uh
just outside Denver.
yeah. So Colorado native. Where's your family
Yep.
from?
My dad's from Colorado, my mom's from Nebraska.
Damn. Okay. So you're really from out west.
Yeah.
Mountains.
Yep. I
That's
love having the mountains.
I
I
feel like
prefer
that's why
mountains over ocean.
probably why your music is so good. Everyone's just transplanting over here, but you got the blood in you. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of DJs be like, Denver is one of the craziest places to play. That's always like, yeah. And then Red Rocks, like, if I go out into the open space past my backyard, you could probably see Red Rocks.
Whoa, that's nuts.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of far down. You'd have to really like look, but you can see the rocks poking over the mountains.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
But you have to go you just a little off your property to see that. That's still really
Yeah.
close. That's awesome.
Yeah, if I could see it from my window, that'd be so cool.
Just like one day I'll be there.
Yeah. You know, one of the dumbest things though,
What?
we have Bandimere Speedway that just closed recently,
Okay.
and Bandimere Speedway has been there for a while, and they built neighborhoods close to it. So it's like the amount of noise complaints that came from that neighborhood, it's kind of just dumb. Like, why did we have to build houses there? There's a racetrack there.
So they built the neighborhood afterwards?
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know what the contractors were thinking. It's just like, oh, here's a racetrack. We should across the highway build neighborhoods with like the loudest type of car you could race.
You know who need houses? Racers. We're gonna build a neighborhood for all these racers.
Yeah,
Everyone
and
that wants to
then
live right across the street from a racetrack can now live right across the street from a racetrack.
yeah, and then instead of the racers living there, it's people from California and out east and all of that who just happened to choose that house and get mad about it because they thought it'd be peaceful in Colorado.
There was I was talking with this one homie of mine recently, and he was saying how one of his favorite venues got closed down because they built a retirement home right across the street, and then
It's so dumb.
and then the retirement home sued them, and then they got shut down.
Our city planning is so bad.
Do better,
It's like,
Denver.
here's Red Rocks and a racetrack. Let's build houses. Here's another venue. Let's build a retirement home. It's crazy. I don't know. And Denver is the worst place to drive. Downtown Denver.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I haven't driven there yet. I've just, been driven around there because we go there.
I got sideswiped like one of the last times that I was there, just because it was so silly. I was in the middle lane, I guess, and I was going the speed limit, but I wasn't going fast enough for the guy behind me, and he was so fucking mad at me. But like, I'm not in the left lane, and he passes me on the left as you're supposed to do, but he does it so terribly that he fucking sideswiped me. I was
That's
like, what the
wild.
fuck? So
Yeah.
yeah, they're just people don't know how to drive. Fucking city drivers are useless.
Yeah. Really, all of Denver should just be public transport.
We got the hippies and stoners for it.
Yeah.
I feel like most people there don't want to drive.
Yeah.
So do you have like? Oh yeah. So that's one of the funny things or culture shocks that I learned coming from out, or I guess from the city to live in out west where there's like so much more space. Like you need a car out here to get
Oh,
around
yeah.
and to like see your friends or to see your family. Where I feel like, and yeah, I was just not used to that growing up. That was never the case for me.
Yeah, unless you live in Denver, as soon as you get outside of that area, you need a car.
Yep. Because otherwise, yeah, yeah. So
I mean, we did get a little lucky. Like, my school is right there. The middle school is right there. High school is right there. And then we have a few like shopping areas that are about walking distance. I mean, still like a 20-minute walk, but it's not bad. But as soon as we need to go anywhere else, you need a car.
when did you get your first car? Was it when you got your license, or were your parents chill?
It was a
And
little bit, but the XJ we got that like a month before because we had to fix some things.
okay, nice. So it wasn't quite drivable, and they were like, "You can have it.
Yeah, I mean
You can fix it up."
the biggest thing was it didn't pass emissions,
Ah,
so
nuts.
that's why we had to because it still ran and drove and everything. They were able to drive it up from Aurora back here, but it was just the emissions. So we had the catalytic converter had nothing in it. It was just a pipe.
Oof.
So that's why I didn't pass. So we had to replace that. And we had that ready by the time I got my license. It was manual too. So I know how to drive a manual.
That's basically the best anti-theft nowadays.
Yeah, it is.
I wish I knew how to drive a manual. I constantly resisted lessons from my stepmom when I was younger because I was like, "You suck. No, I don't want to learn how to drive a manual." And now I regret it so hard.
Yeah, it's fun. I love driving manual, but that's also because I live outside of Denver and have a lot of open roads I can drive on.
Yeah. I was actually pretty scared of driving for a really long time. I really like I got my permit in on time. Like I got my learner's permit and basically my license when I was 16. Partially because my girlfriend was getting her license at the time. And so like she wanted me to go to driver's ed with her. So I was like, okay. But like I had no intention of driving or like actually getting on
Yeah.
the bus or I was only gonna get on the bus and stuff. But yeah, I was never like no one was gonna buy me a car. I wasn't gonna buy me a car. And I just kind of viewed cars as these like big metal death boxes. Like you can just like they're just waiting to explode essentially. I was like very terrified
Yeah.
of driving my own like car and I never wanted the responsibility. But I'm getting a car
And
this summer, so that'll change. And I'm like have a really great relationship with driving, but I was not like an eager beaver getting into it.
yeah. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland, so like it's on the outskirts of DC, not in like
Yeah.
not in the country of Maryland, which is like most of Maryland. Um yeah, so DC suburbs is where I grew up.
Yeah. I mean, and it's less car dependent out there.
We
So,
have one of the best, I think, public transportation systems in the country, I'd say.
yeah. So it's like out here you need a car. So
Yeah, no,
when you
and
don't need
I
one,
love being
that
driven
makes
around
sense.
by a bus driver. I love seeing them whip around, like using all their strength to turn that fucking wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love saying hi and goodbye to the bus driver. I love yelling it from across the bus and annoying
Yeah.
people. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's probably just the difference between East and West. It's just like when it was built, that's when it wasn't car dependent. Then you move out west and it's all so fast and big and like
Everything's so far apart. It's
yeah,
insane. And like
the
and
states are so much bigger.
yeah. Like
I sorry.
no, go for it.
I was watching this one Instagram reel and it was like, you know, the US, the way the borders are, it's kind of weird. It's like someone just gave them a map and it was like, here, you need to fill out the states. And it doesn't look like they would start from the east because the west is like, oh yeah, I got room to draw these. And then you get down to the east and it's like, oh, I don't have room.
Yeah, it's like writing a big happy birthday sign. Yeah, just
Yeah. And it's like, oh crap, I forgot the P.
I forgot the second P. Oh shit.
Yeah, and now I gotta squeeze that in. Yeah.
It does look like somebody rushed it from the left side out. Um,
Yeah.
the histories
And
behind it's really funny too. Like it's almost even more ridiculous. Where
yeah.
it's just like, yeah, we started off really small, and then we were just like, France, you're not doing too hot. We're gonna buy this entire chunk from you.
And then divided into 4 different states.
Yeah, which is not how we
Yeah.
developed the first 13.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that was just like those were just border territory, or those were just like essentially war lines between Native Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, the Louisiana Purchase and then yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be a first for the podcast. But what's your favorite subject in school?
Ooh. Um, I mean, I liked math, but that's because I had a good teacher.
Yeah. Math is not fun without a good teacher, especially if you don't
Yeah,
have like a fucking I don't know what kind, like a numerical brain. Some people see math like language, which is awesome. I don't see it that way.
yeah. It's kind of, I mean, I hate English because it's not black and white. You actually have to think or like think in a way that's like I can put all that into music and drawing, but I can't put that into writing an English paper.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But when it's math, it's just like, okay, that equals that. But then if you don't do the homework and you don't realize what that symbol does, it's like, oh crap, or what
You
you're trying to do.
you lose the rules essentially. You don't know like what the
Yeah.
rules are anymore because you haven't studied the rules.
Yeah. And freshman year, my second semester, that teacher was terrible.
Uh,
He pretty much didn't teach us anything. It's just like as a county, we were trying this new like math website thing, and it's a lot more like the student is supposed to teach themselves, and it was so dumb. I didn't learn anything that entire semester in math.
I've got a great idea. I'm gonna be a teacher and not teach.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is like the teacher's supposed to kind of show them what to do and be there to answer questions, but the student's supposed to
Teach
learn it on their
themselves.
own.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
Oh,
that was a terrible fail. But then this year for Algebra 2, you either have one of the football coaches or one of the basketball coaches, and they're two of the best teachers in the school. It's great.
I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. I like I said, having a good teacher is half the battle for any subject.
Yeah.
Even if you hate it, you might like having a oh my god, having a bad teacher and hating the subject. So that's the worst.
Oh, that's English.
Oh,
And I have the same teacher next year.
rough.
Yeah,
Are you taking like
because
AP
no one wants to
courses
take
or like
English.
just no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do, like I did honors chemistry and honors algebra, and then the rest I just did regular. But the only reason I'm in honors algebra is because in 5th grade, my 5th grade teacher thought he saw something, and then COVID hit, so now, like, I'm a year ahead in math, so I can't really go back to the normal classes, so I just have to do those honors ones that are quicker paced and all of that. I don't know why I did honors chemistry, that was a terrible idea. I was like, "Oh, I take honors math, I might as well do it." Still passed the class, but just passed.
Yeah, just didn't thrive. Survived.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of reminded me. I kind of want to ask you what your school experience was like during the pandemic.
Oh, man.
What the hell happened to you, man? Because I
So
graduated right. I didn't graduate because lockdown started right when my college graduation
oh,
happened.
man. Yeah, that
So
sucks.
I
I
mean,
like the seniors that year.
yeah, yeah. So, but the thing is, I didn't have school and I didn't witness my school absolutely fucking crumble in front of me. Like I feel like everyone else did who was
Yeah.
still in school. So like what I don't know. Tell me what happened in your school system and like what you remember kind of going through all that shit.
So 6th grade was pretty normal until what was it? Uh like March, I think
Yeah, it
is
was around
when
March when it
everything started.
getting weird.
And then we closed down and the rest of 6th grade, like they don't know how to set anything up online or anything like that. So they're just kind of like, well, we'll send you a lesson and hope you learn something. And then you could pretty much just do nothing and you'd be fine for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
In 7th grade, that was hard. Pretty much I lost all my social skills in 7th grade, and it was just all online. Orchestra online sucked.
Whoa. I forgot. Yeah.
Um,
Oh my god.
so it was just like they would send out the lesson plan, you would do your work and send in all Google Classroom, all of that. And by the end of 7th grade year, we were kind of doing that like A through K was in these days, and the rest were in these days.
So
And
you were like splitting up the school like to go inside.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow.
so it was like Monday and Wednesday would be these, Tuesday, Thursday would be these, and then Friday was all online or something like that.
Huh.
Um, and oh man, the so you'd always have to get your temperature checked. Going in with a mask was terrible. You couldn't breathe the whole time, and you'd sit at a hot desk, so that sucked. Then 8th grade year came along. I was terrible socially. I had, like I said, lost all my social skills and was anxious and all of that.
You had a lot of
That was
social
a
anxiety from the lockdowns.
yeah, that 8th grade was rough. Um, but that I mean that year was pretty much normal. You just go in, only had to have them ask for like the first 2 months and then everything kind of started clearing up. Um, but yeah, and all of 8th grade was rough. And then freshman year was when I was like, okay, I gotta get better. I gotta start being social again and like learning how to talk to people. And
Yeah, I'm
just
sure.
like,
I'm sure there are a lot of people who didn't jump back on it like that.
yeah, I was just like, life sucks like this. I gotta fix that. So
Nice. Well,
yeah,
yeah. Well,
middle school was that was
oh,
rough.
yeah. It sounds like. I mean, middle school is never fun, and then it's yeah, and especially when you get thrown into an online class. Did you do like? Were you like trying to get out of all the assignments? Out,
Oh yeah,
like just like
definitely.
faking webcams and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Nice. Well, not nice. Never mind.
yeah.
I'm such a bad influence.
But yeah, that's what we were all doing.
Just finding new ways to like scam the
Yeah.
class. Okay, well you see that's creative. So that's a good use of time.
Yeah, there you go. Find ways to move around the system.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well shit. That's crazy. How did you I mean, how did you kind of get out of that funk? Were you just like, all right, I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna talk to girls. I'm gonna go get rejected. I'm gonna try and
Yeah.
make friends. Like, see what life is actually all about. Like, I can't live on Instagram.
Yeah. Huge making friends. I really didn't do sports. Um, because like I tried out for the basketball team, got cut from that. So then I was just kind of like just going to school doing that. And then track season came. That was big. That really got me out of it because I made a lot of friends and like really the biggest thing is doing things and the people that are also doing those things you can get along with, and that really helps pull me out of it.
Where do you work currently? Do you make money? Um,
Yeah, yeah, I ref with Foothills,
oh, okay.
so
So you make
youth
money
sports.
refing youth sports. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that may have been like a volunteer thing.
Oh man, I
Fair.
would not do it if it was volunteer.
Love for the sport, for the culture.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ref some 8-year-olds who don't really know how to play, but they just kick the ball and not make money from it. Yeah,
Well, very cool, man. If we want to circle back to music, maybe a little bit before we end the show, do you have
yeah,
a
that's
time
me.
limit, by the way, on this?
Nope, I'm all good.
Yeah, me neither. I'm getting hungry, but we'll see how
Yeah,
long that lasts.
the only limit is our stomachs.
Well, yeah. I guess to try and circle this back to music a little bit. Um, Thanks for allowing me the time to kind of get in the groove, wake up, have this Red Bull kick in.
Yeah.
Um, what kind of it's gonna I'm gonna have to phrase things a bit differently. What kind of like well, we both use Vital. What kind of tricks have you found like that you like using recently? Have there any been like any? Have you learned anything recently that has just kind of interested you or thought like, oh, that's new, that's cool. Like, how?
Moving away from like actual plugins.
Yeah,
Well, I guess besides frequency shifter and all of those, but like synths and stuff, I would go on Splice and find vocal samples and then chop those up and use frequency shifter and saturation and all of that to make cool sounds. That's pretty much the whole first half of that album is just process vocals.
like oversaturating them, frequency shifting them, and then making like a synth sound out of it.
Yeah, they kind of like bass sounds like on Madness and Somebody and pretty much all of those. Those are all vocals that are distorted out of recognition.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned or taken away from Eliminate? Kind of following him for all these years.
OTT.
OTT. That's crazy.
Yeah. Um, no. I mean,
Well, I mean,
a lot of
that's a real
processing.
answer. I mean, if
Yeah, OTT has been huge. But just like processing, post-processing anything, whether that's vocals or synth, is huge. And you can get a lot of unique sounds out of that.
so big on post processing, what like post process everything, or just like be experimental, try everything once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of experimenting. A lot of the second half of the album was pretty much just sine waves with OTT and distortion and all that stuff. Uh, man, that one sound in what was it, Chalk? That one was pretty much just I think I just did a sine wave and a square wave and FM them somehow, and then pretty much the rest of it was post processing.
If I didn't know anything about dubstep, how would you tell? And like, and I just wanted to start making music like tomorrow because I heard your album and was like, that's sick. I want to make music. Um, what would you give? What would your advice to me be? Where would you tell me to start?
Mm, mess around with a wavetable synth,
Okay.
and then mess around with all the plugins that your DAW has. Ableton has a lot of great ones that are stock. And just messing around and finding a sound, and then finding out different like rhythms and how you could put that to a beat, and then like figuring out drums and how to make them interesting and sound good, and then how you can tie that all together with like a build up and intro and bridge and all of that, and then figuring out mastering. So it's all kind of like starting, find out how you want your drops to sound, and then build it around it, and then figure out how you can make that all sound really good.
It's a pretty straightforward workflow, and I like it a lot.
And then after that, forget all of it and figure out how to make it sound like what you can do to make that all yours. So you can figure out all that sound design and intros and stuff from videos or just messing around. But then after you figure all of that out, just like take the knowledge you have and use that differently. So like sounds interesting and different.
Kind of like break your software to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn the rules and then break them. Learn them like a pro, break them like an artist.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I would agree with that advice as somebody who is going to be using that advice to complete their next album. Um,
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah, I'm
sharing.
excited for that. You
Thanks. That means a
put
lot.
out a date.
September 11th.
September 11th. All right.
It's not.
Nice.
It's a
A
bold
bold
date
date.
for a
Bold
bold
date.
for a bold album.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's more. It'll probably be on September 23rd. It'll be a birthday gift for myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm September 7th.
Oh, September Boys. Nice.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah. September 23rd. All right.
That'll be the date
I'm
for
gonna
it.
hold you to that.
You should please do. I. Oh man.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone else too, so they're like, "Where's the album?"
And I'll cower in fear as I drop it. I'll be like, here you
Yeah.
go. I'll throw it and run away. Yeah. No. Thank you for the encouragement, man. It means a lot.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see one released.
EP release September 23rd. You heard it here first.
All right. I'm
Um,
gonna have to clip that,
clip it.
post it on my server.
So do you? Yeah, I'm not really sure, my friend. Like I said, I'm not. I'm down to just keep it going until our stomachs tell us otherwise. Um, what are your plan? What are your future plans with music? I know I asked you a bit of that earlier, but like, you're just kind of like gonna let your server chill. Do you want to like get into teaching music at all? Because that's always a good skill to have.
Yeah,
Um,
that'd be cool.
yeah. Did you
Start
want
my
to?
own YouTube channel.
Yeah, something like that could be a lot
That'd
of
be
fun.
something.
It almost seems
Yeah.
like parallel work and something like that's almost like very normal nowadays. Most of the people that I've had on the show, they work in music, but they also almost half the time they have full time 9 to 5s and like other jobs.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a
I
lot of different
mean,
ways to work in music. Do you wanna work in music, or do you just want to put out music because it's awesome?
I really just want to put out music unless I get big enough.
Right.
Like, it'd be cool to make that a full-time job, but that's hard to do, especially when I'm only getting hundreds, like
Yeah.
maybe. We're in a music industry where you need to be getting millions at least.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I became big enough, I mean, really the big thing I want to do now is just put out music, hope people like it, get it in live sets, and just see if I get bigger.
Yeah. So do you want to like go out and perform at clubs or festivals?
That'd be cool to do.
Cool. Yeah. I think you should. I think you'd be good at it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. DJ at prom for my school, do that senior year.
Yeah, if you don't have a date, I recommend doing that.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. I'm still a lineman in football. A little bit harder.
Oh, what is it? Is it just like the movies, the quarterbacks getting all the girls?
Yeah, quarterback and wide receivers, they get the girls.
Oh
Not
yeah,
the linemen, not the O line, not the D
not
line.
the O line, not the D line. Well, yeah,
Definitely
man,
not the soccer players.
that was not true in my high school.
It's so hard to be a soccer player and be popular in my school. It's all football and basketball. So, yeah.
My yeah, oh man, my football team in high school was so bad. So bad. The Gladiators, dude, we got destroyed every single time. Um
Yeah,
oh,
I feel like our varsity isn't that good, but our JV and freshman teams, they've been destroying every year.
nice. My high
But
school
yeah,
recently got blown up. But
really.
in a controlled demolition, so
Oh,
nothing crazy. It wasn't like a bomb threat gone right. Uh
gone right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, but like they invited me. Like one of my old teachers invited me to watch the demolition, and I missed it, and I'm very upset. Um,
Oh, that would have been cool to see.
just
That'd be
booyah.
cool to see with like a middle school where it's like, oh, I hated middle school and I wanted to blow it up every day. And now I could have got the chance to see that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I hope someone got a video. Uh,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
well, not really sure what else to talk about, my friend. I am getting more and
Yeah.
more hungry over here. Um,
Yeah.
what do you? Let's stay on topic then. What do you like to eat over down in Littleton where you're at? Shout out your favorite restaurant.
5281 for sure.
What is that?
The one we all went to,
Oh
Mika.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was good.
That was really
I
good.
love that place.
It felt really homey and like super like friendly.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
Yeah, it's home owned. He could open another store, but the owner's like, no, I just want to have this one. And it's just like the cheeseburger is so good.
Yeah, really good American food. I
Yeah.
classic. It
Yeah,
was like
really good
classic
American
burger and
food.
fries. Awesome.
Yeah. There's also the Flying Pig,
I think I've heard of
and
that.
yeah, they know us
Nice.
because it's right there. It's one of those ones we can walk to.
Oh, so we were like right next to your house when we went to
Yeah,
kind of like hang out.
5281 is still a little bit of a drive,
Oh, okay.
but I live like 10 minutes from there,
Yeah.
or not even.
Well, that was the day that I saw G Jones at Red Rocks. Are you a fan?
I've listened to a few of his.
What do
I
you
think
think?
maybe it's a little too experimental for me,
Yeah, you think so?
but
We'll
there's
change
ones
that.
that are like, ooh. There's like when he does it right, it's like, dang.
He's a
But
very unique style for sure, or
yeah,
pioneering. Um, he blew my mind that night.
yeah, that would be cool to go see. Effin is definitely my favorite one right now. The like his Instagram reels, so he'll take a bunch of different songs from the like 50s or earlier,
Yeah,
and he'll sample them somehow, take the vocals, take the instruments in the background, and he'll um build them into like an intro that just sounds cool and like original, and it's like a old-timey but very like modern, if that makes sense. So it's like you get the old-timey vocals and instruments, but then put to like a modern beat and with pitch shifting and all of that.
that's
And
on
then it'll
Effin's
just
like Instagram. It's all just like
yeah.
revamps.
And then man, I wish he showed how he made his basses and stuff because his sound design is amazing and his drops are always hard hitting and always fun to listen to.
Is your Instagram just like filled with producers?
No. I mean, it's I have Eliminate and F, and those are the two ones that'll show up in my Instagram, but the rest is just cars and dumb memes and people dying, but
Done me, yeah,
Instagram reels.
yeah. That is Instagram reels. I hate that I see people dying on a normal
Yeah,
basis.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy that I can stay up.
yeah. Who needs Live Leak when you have Instagram reels?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some weird stuff. I hate the ones where it's like you don't realize what you just watched, and so you watch it a second time because you're like, oh, what happened? And you're like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I've seen it twice. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I get so many of like the truck crashes and stuff where it's like the wind will tip over a truck onto a car and it's just like, "Jeez,
Oh,
I just watched someone get smashed."
pieces. Yeah, to a puddle.
Yeah, it's just like At least you don't see the bodies.
Yeah, but you're like half the time
I
you're
just
like,
watched someone
oh,
die. Yeah,
yeah. No, there's really it's the wild west of the internet nowadays. Because
yeah,
I almost feel like it's because there's no other place for people to put that shit anymore. Like if they want to share, like and like yeah, it wasn't cool to ever like do it to begin with, but like Live Leak used to be, or like World Star, that was where you put like all the grotesque shit. But now it's like there's nothing popular like that anymore because they're just like, oh, if I want to share this with like as many people as possible, Instagram.
yeah. I feel like Twitter or X is also kind of the same.
Yeah,
Both of them have the same people.
yeah, and they're both
It's
yeah,
just
they're just like different filters or different yeah contents being filtered out by their algorithms.
yeah. Both of the algorithms are so bad at like not showing the bad content. It's like
I
anyone you talk to will be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen people die on Instagram Reels."
not girls though. I can't stand that. Like I talk to girls and they're like, I get dating advice and cooking videos, and I'm like, I hate you. I honestly,
Yeah, my mom's Instagram is so innocent.
it's like what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like that's the only thing they really watch, that they'll watch all the way.
Yeah,
Whereas like even though the people dying, like you're gonna watch it all the way.
or I
Unless you're like, yeah.
feel like a lot of the girls won't. They'll yeah they won't. They'll be like, oh no, oh no. They'll see like the first comment and they'll be like, oh skip.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin my day. And then guys are like, I don't care. This might ruin my day. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna let anything I see on Instagram ruin my day.
Oh no,
If it did,
there's
I would have a
definitely
lot of ruined days.
there are definitely some times where Instagram doesn't like ruin my day, but it ruins like my it definitely ruins like the doom scroll where I'm just like, man, I was I was plugged in. that was
Yeah, and
that was
then you
way
see that
too
one thing,
much.
it's like, okay, that's enough reels for today.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. You had me. But now I'm done.
Yeah. The brain rot is so bad.
It is. That's something I feel like
Everywhere.
adults really won't understand nowadays. Where it's like, hey, we're all like intelligent. We're all deficient now intellectually,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I feel like I have a really hard time convincing a lot of my older friends or generational or friends and older friends and family about that. Where they're just like Instagram, like I just use it to talk to my friends and keep up with like people I haven't seen in 10 years. And I'm like, yeah, I don't believe you.
Yeah. Oh man, if it was that simple.
If only it was that simple.
Just be
You're,
like, oh yeah, I just use it to text people. Just like, no, we know you go on reels for a little bit.
yeah. Like, no, yeah, it's, we know because he sent me that one little meme that
Yeah.
they only would have gotten from reels. And
Yeah.
yeah, with my parents especially, I have a really hard time. Like, I'm like, I have no problem if you're doing this, but can we at least admit that it's really bad for you?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why I would feel the need to convince my parents of that, but I feel like I'm. They told me to get off my phone so much when I was younger. I'm just like, you're killing yourselves. What are you doing? You warned me about this.
Yeah. It's wild. My grandma has Snapchat.
Oh my god.
I mean, all my grandparents and aunts and uncles, they all have Instagram, but Snapchat, it's like I'll post something on my story on Snapchat, and my grandma will be like, "Oh, cool." Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
I
forgot you're
think for
on
the
here.
first for like the first month, she didn't realize it was a public story, so she thought I was just sending it to her.
Aw.
So, yeah, but I have to be really careful about what I post, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I know.
On Instagram and Snapchat, it's like, okay, I got to keep it PG and
Yeah, having family on Instagram was well, that's what the Finstas are for, but fuck all that. Um,
yeah,
keeping up with two accounts, it's so yesterday. Um, now you need five accounts, so you're not cool.
yeah.
Uh,
You got to have the Mr. Beast main channel, the Mr. Beast Gaming, the
Clip
Mr. Beast
channel.
Philanthropy, the Mr. Beast 2. Yeah.
It's a weird, wacky internet world that we live in.
Yeah.
We got the darkest. Well, man, I feel guilty, man. You're a young mind. I don't want to say we got the darkest timeline. That doesn't make sense. But it's fucking weird. The direction we're headed in. Um,
Yeah. It is.
what's
Maybe it's
No, no, you go on.
spots where social media might be good, but I feel like a lot of it is bad.
I agree. What do you see that is the thing that you what do you see as the worst part of social media?
The amount it divides people.
I'm
Just
inclined to agree with you.
you got political sides are way bigger. Stupid things like iPhones and Androids that just completely separate people, especially online. And it's like, geez,
I saw a video recently. I've been into this type of conspiracy esque stuff, but the video was basically exposing how this one girl had sent a meme to her boyfriend, and the comments were just like absolutely, or they were 180 degrees different. So it was like a dating advice video, and then when she opened her comments, it was kind of like everyone was on this like kind of taking the girl in the video's side, being like, oh, this guy was being really inconsiderate, you should do better. And then she sends that video to her boyfriend, and his like exact same video, he pulls up his comments, and they're all basically comments that are enforced that are saying like, hey, like, or kind of not taking her side. So they're not showing the people the same comments. So
yeah,
the top comment, like the perception, usually, your perception of the video changes on the top comment. So the top comment changes to, between these two people to have a positive versus negative perception of like this woman in like talking into this video. So it's like, that's just overt and soup. Like that can't help anything.
yeah, yeah. And that whole like gender side of thing, those wars get wild.
They really do.
The like, you got the like Sigma males and the bad bitches, and it's like, jeez, it
Every,
makes relationships so much harder.
everyone wants to be a content creator, and everyone's self image is getting just, beaten down by social
Oh yeah,
media.
the celebrity culture kind of thing. It's like you all want to be that influencer.
I have a really natural. It's really easy for me to dislike Kim Kardashian. I really didn't like
Oh yeah,
her. Even when I was in middle school, it didn't like I didn't even watch her sex tape. Like fuck that bitch. Like like I'm not. That's so. That's what she got famous for, and I didn't care. And then I just kept hearing her name. I was like, why? I don't care about this person. And then the more I learned about her, I was like, she's famous for doing nothing and for being famous. And then it's like now it's like, oh, she's done the most for prison reform than like any other person in the U.S. Okay, great. So, but I guess that was more of a tangent. The thing that I dislike about Kim Kardashian was like the way I didn't like the way she looked and how everyone was trying to look
Yeah,
like her, dude. It was so weird. It's so weird that everyone wanted to look like her. Not everyone thinks she's pretty. Why does she
no,
get to set the standard for like pretty? I never thought she was pretty.
yeah, no. I like a more average type, you know? There's like I don't want someone insane. I just want it average. I want them to look average. I don't I mean, personality, big thing. Like,
Yeah, that counts a lot.
yeah, when it comes to like looks and stuff, I mean, I mean, if it's like a really bad look and it reflects like their personal choices, it's like, okay, maybe not. But just someone average, that's my type.
You can grow to you looks grow more fond over time. I forget the phrase. You become more fond of someone you're with over time. Um,
Yeah,
it's really not like about looks. Definitely more about personality.
yeah.
Um, for me, it's like for me, it's the makeup test. I'm like, oh, how much makeup do you use?
Oh yeah.
How much do you normally put on? How much, you know?
Yeah, that's part of that. They use like an average amount. If they use a ton,
Hmm.
like or none at all. I mean, I wouldn't mind none at all, but
That's probably
like,
not going to happen ever. Um,
yeah.
there's
So like a very average amount where it's not like, yeah.
yeah, no, pretty normal amount. I had a girlfriend in college who I thought looked terrible with makeup on, or
Yeah.
I was like, or at least the way she did it, I was like, why did you do it that way? You look weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, makeup is definitely not necessary, but
The kind of person that pisses me off though is the one that's like, oh, guys will just do everything for attention. It's like there's some things they're right about, but like especially towards like car guys where it's like a loud car,
yeah.
it's like we're not doing that for you. We're doing that for the boys and like how much we love the sound of our car. We like that vroom vroom, you know. We're not doing that to try to attract you because we know it's not going to attract you. We just like our cars loud.
That's for the boys. That's funny. It is for the boys. It's not for anyone
Yeah,
else.
that's for the guys that are going to go to the car meet. Be like, oh dang.
Well, good shit, my friend. Why don't we? I think I want to taper off the podcast, dude. I think we've had a good conversation. Thanks for
Yeah,
enlightening me on the FL production skill, the workflow, talking to me
FO
about
gang.
FL gang. You plan on changing anytime soon, or no?
No,
Forever.
I'm so used to FL now.
Yeah, definitely stick with it as long as you can. Well, I won't. I won't dissuade you from doing it. I think it's impressive. Um,
Yeah, I know so much about it. I don't want to switch it up, and I don't want to pay for another DOS. So
oh yeah, I forgot. Fuck that. You pay for DOS. Don't. I mean, yeah, as you should. I paid for. Hey,
yeah, yeah,
I own Ableton. You can
yeah,
go ahead and fact check me, Ableton. Um, all right.
yeah.
All right, well, cool, brother. I've had a great conversation. Do you want me to end with any particular song? Otherwise, I'm gonna end with Madness. Play you out on that one.
Yeah, let's do madness.
Okay. Well, definitely. Before I play that song, go ahead and plug yourself, and then I'll give my outro. Let anyone know wherever, whenever they're listening to this, where they can find you, what they should do to support you. Yeah.
Yeah, so go to Spotify, and if you like it or not, just play it on repeat so I can pay back for the subscription that I got with DistroKid. But pretty much it's everywhere. It's on Pandora, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music.
Name of the
Uh,
album is Le Juice Royale.
yeah, the
Yeah.
royal juice in French, because why would it not be French? Um, yeah, go listen to it. Spotify has the entire thing posted with all the songs put together. If you listen to it on Spotify or whatever, do it with gapless playback, so all the songs will go smoothly into each other. Yeah, that's what I got. Go listen.
King Mango, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you are listening to this in the past, present, or the future, I thank you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out icantproduce. No apostrophes, no spaces. Out everywhere on Instagram, socials, YouTube, Facebook. You'll find me on the internet, and there's definitely check out the links in the description to support us and the things that I do. Keep the podcast going, keep the conversation going, learn about music, join our Discord. There's a lot of fun stuff for us to do together. Music is a uniting force, and that's what I like doing here. Thanks. Yeah, that's what I aim to do here on the podcast, is just get people together for with a mutual love of music. So definitely, if you love music, if you love EDM, you want to learn something about music today, check out the Discord. I'm gonna play out King Mango with Madness. This is off Le Juice Royale. Go check it out. Out everywhere. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Sit up on it. Sit up on it.
Subscribe.